Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel Mendy, Deputy Director General Animal Production of the Department of Livestock Services, and Master of Ceremony or Director of Programs of this very important activity, which is the two-day national workshop to review and update the Gambia's national strategy for the control and eradication of PPR. First of all, I would just stand protocols and recognize the very important members of the high table. The Deputy Director Generals, that is Mr. Emmanuel Mendy, Deputy Director General Animal Production, and Deputy Director General Dr. Usman Sise, Animal Health, who is also doubling as the focal point for PPR for the Gambia. Representatives of Director Generals from the Department of, from the Gambia Livestock Marketing Agency, GLMA, and the West Africa Livestock Innovation Center. I know they have been so busy, that is why they could not make it themselves, but they had intentions of being here. As GLMA and WADIC are key partners. In fact, we are sister institutions when it comes to livestock development in this country. I would also want to recognize the Honorable National Assembly members, starting from Honorable Sane, who is a very big key pillar when it comes to the fight for resources for the livestock sector at the National Assembly. We have worked together a lot, and I have seen many times where he stood for the sector to ensure that we get a fair share of the cake of resources. He is here not only in his capacity as a representative of the chair of the Agri Select Committee, but also in his capacity as a fighter for the livestock sector. So thank you, welcome, Honorable National Assembly member. I also want to recognize our other able National Assembly member by the name of Biram Sow, who is also in the room to give support to this very important activity. Let me also recognize the presence of our, I reserve the title for now, let me just stop there and say the president of the National Livestock Owners Association, who, I cannot go beyond how the Deputy Director General, Mr. Mendy, has described him. So he is also a very key pillar when it comes to livestock development in this country. Also to recognize, the people that have made this event very possible. That is members of the delegation of AU-IBA, starting from Mr. Ibrahim, our own son, a Gambian who has served not only his country, but the whole of the African continent. He's worked with the African Union Parliament. He's worked with AU-IBA over and over, not only, related to politics, but his focus has been in the area of livestock development. So we welcome him. We are happy to see our own son, being part of those who are, supporting us at international level. I also want to recognize the presence of my two former bosses, Dr. Pa Usman Sise, who is the president or chairman of the Gambia Veterinary Council. You all know what the Veterinary Council is for. They are the ones that ensure that veterinary practice in this country meets all the standards that are set for veterinary practice. Dr. Pa Usman Sise, welcome. And also my other former boss, who is Dr. Keba Dafe, who has done a lot for the livestock sector and continues to do a lot we are seeing what they are doing, what he is leading in this country as far as livestock development is concerned. He is currently the president of the Gambia Veterinary Medical Association. Dr. Dafe, welcome. And last, or one of you, they say always reserve the best accolades for the best people. So I want to now recognize the presence of the head of delegation of the African Union in the African Bureau for Animal Resources, Dr. Hiver Busini. I started working with Dr. Hiver Busini when I was the focal point for wildlife. I want to recognize, I just hope I've not forgotten anybody on the high table. No. And finally, I want to recognize the presence of the one who matters when it comes to, administration in this country. That is our parent institution, the one who is representing the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security, who is the Deputy Permanent Secretary of Finance and Administration. You know how important that is. What we are coming to talk about in these 2 days, I think we cannot do anything in the absence of finance. You may know that we are gathered here for a very important activity. The single purpose is to review and update our national strategy for the control and eradication of PPR, otherwise known as peste rumina. The disease, as some of you know, is more than a veterinary term. It is a direct threat to the livelihoods of countless Gambian families. Our sheep and goats are not merely livestock. They are a cornerstone of our economy. They serve as a living bank. We are used to saying that these are the banks of, farmers, livestock farmers. And of course, they are also a source of nutrition, a means of manure for our fields, so its importance in crop agriculture, and a crucial component of our cultural and religious practices. We talk about weddings, we talk about religious activities such as tobaskis, naming ceremonies, and so on. It is therefore a threat to the health and also a threat to our national food security, poverty reduction efforts, and the economic resilience. Investing in the control and eventual eradication of PPR is not therefore just a veterinary objective. It is a strategic investment in the well-being of our people. Mr. Chairman, Master of Ceremony, distinguished participants, our journey towards a PPR-free Gambia has seen significant strides, thanks to the unwavering support of our partners. To better understand the enemy we face, that is the PPR disease, we have made efforts to map the epidemiological situation of PPR in the country. This was made possible through research support from the United States Department of Agriculture's Global Partnership for Animal and Zoonotic Disease Surveillance, which was implemented in partnership with WADIC and the Department of Livestock Services. Recently, there was a very important study that was carried out within this framework of Global Partnership for Animal and Zoonotic Disease Surveillance, supported by the USDA, to understand the PPR virus that is circulating in this country. Now we are able to know the strain that is circulating in this country, and also the lineage, which are very important for control purposes, which are some of the activities that we have started implementing as a country for the control of PPR. Furthermore, the same Global Partnership for Animal and Zoonotic Disease Surveillance Initiative has been instrumental in strengthening our national diagnostic capacity. They have provided us with crucial instruments to be able to diagnose properly PPR in this country without having to rely on international institutions such as in the past relying on the National Livestock and Veterinary Laboratory of Senegal for diagnosis of PPR. Our Central Veterinary Laboratory has acquired some of the most advanced diagnostic capacities for PPR diagnosis now, which is a monumental step that allows us to detect and respond to outbreaks with greater speed and accuracy. On the ground, our control efforts have been bolstered by significant support. The Islamic Development Bank, through the Gambia's Small Ruminant Production Enhancement Project and ECOWAS, have been pivotal in supporting our vaccination programs. We have implemented in the past 3 years, a couple of successful vaccination activities which are supported by these institutions I just mentioned. These campaigns are our primary seal, protecting our national heart and moving us closer to our goal. However, Mr. Chairman, while we celebrate these positive advances, we must also confront the stark realities that challenge our ambition. Our goal to be declared a PPR-free country by 2030, in line with the global target, is ambitious and faces several hurdles. We continue to grapple with the scarcity of dedicated financial and material resources. Our porous borders present a constant risk of disease reintroduction. Maintaining a robust cold chain for effective vaccination in our climatic conditions remains a logistical challenge. And perhaps most critically, we face a serious shortage of veterinarians and veterinary paraprofessionals to cover our vast and remote farming communities. If these challenges are not addressed urgently and a collective commitment, they will prevent us from realizing our national and global goal. This, distinguished participants, is precisely why this workshop is also very crucial. Over the next 2 days, your experience, your expertise, and the dedication are what we need to refine our strategy. It is my sincere expectation, and that of the entire Department of Livestock Services, Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security, that you will engage in robust and constructive discussions. I repeat this, robust, honest, and constructive discussions. It's not just about sitting and talking about this is important, we have to do this, but we have to be honest and be very realistic. We are counting on you to critically review our existing plan, identify gaps, and propose practical, actionable, and cost-effective solutions that will form the backbone of our updated national strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, I must repeat, I must extend our profound and sincere gratitude to our key partners who have made this workshop and our ongoing fight against PPR possible. Our special appreciation again goes to the African Union, Inter-African Bureau for Animal Resources, for your consistent and multifaceted support to the Gambia's livestock sector, from capacity building of our staff to infrastructure development, and for supporting this very workshop. By extension, we want to express our sincere appreciation to the European Union for the financial support to the PPR eradication course in Africa. We are also deeply thankful to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, the Islamic Development Bank, and all other partners for their steadfast commitment to our cause. Your partnership is invaluable. Last but not least, I want to thank the National Livestock Owners Association, NALOA, which may now be considered as another arm of the DLS. I don't know whether you accept. As we all know, this is a body which is a very key pillar of everything that our institution stands for. Thank you, Mr. President, and your entire team. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to again welcome everyone to this very important convergence, especially to our AU colleagues, and hope they will take some time to explore the smiling coast. I put you in the hands of the Deputy Director General, Emmanuel Mendy, to take care of you.